Hello there, Tube Dwellers, this is your host, the Madbag. Coming at you from my primary account. I'm not going to be doing a first-person video today. I'm going to be doing a replay. However, some extravagant news, check it out. I've made Masters League. Woohoo! Look at that! I have a badge of honor now that says I kind of may know what I'm talking about. A little bit, just a little bit. Not really, nothing like the Apollo, Day 9, anything like that. But a Masters! Woo! Can't believe it, a Masters. When that happened, it actually happened this season. You can see games played this season 9. The season started, I think it was Tuesday. It is now Saturday. You can see since making Masters, I haven't necessarily been doing fantastic, but I've been holding my own. 4 wins out of 8. I'm running a 50% win ratio in Masters. That's okay, because playing against the best, I will be able to see mistakes more clearly in my game, and I will be able to improve a little bit faster. It's like the whole concept of waxing with a low quality wax as opposed to a high quality wax. The higher the quality of the wax, the better the shine. So I'm going to be bringing you, this isn't the game that promoted me, but I'm going to bring you a Protoss versus Protoss in which I pull off a build that I've never been able to pull off before. And it's against, let's see here, this chap right here, Exalted Nanya. So it looks like he hasn't played any games this season. The game that I'm about to show you did occur last season. I think I played it like Monday, or I don't know, maybe even as far ago as Sunday. But he is a master level player, and he's been Masters for a while. Times achieved 6. So I would say that puts him on a level likely higher than me. And I do a build that I don't do very well. So, well, not that I didn't do it very well, just that I normally don't do it very well. So let's jump in to the match. So here we are, as I said, a Protoss versus Protoss. This is on Daybreak LE. It is going to be between your blue Protoss, Exalted Nanya, in the bottom left corner, and your red Protoss, your champion, the Madbag, in the top right corner. So as you might expect, we're going to build probes to start off. This build does involve constructing probes. I know, crazy probe construction. You'd never guess that a good build would involve building workers, but alas, alack, this one does. I'm going to do my little tricky shenaniganery. I like putting my my pylon way away from my base, because in Protoss versus Protoss, it doesn't really cost you anything to put some of your buildings over here to a far side, or maybe over here. It doesn't really cost you anything. That's not a lot further for your probe to travel to construct the buildings. And if and when he scouts, if he comes in here and sees no pylon, no anything, he'll probably think he's getting cannon rushed, and he might make some emergency decisions that would throw his build off against a standard build. So it looks like he's doing a pylon scout. Now I'm sticking around. If you wait and keep mining with this probe and scout after you put your gateway down, then you can actually chrono boost twice back to back before putting your gateway down, still on 13, and you can still make that 14th probe. You'll have just enough minerals to get the 14th probe queued and have no hiccup in probe production. So because of that, I like to stick around until the gateway goes down and then scout with the gateway probe. This makes me a touch more vulnerable to cannon cheese, as by the time that scout goes out, he might be planting his cannons. If he did, say, a 10 forge or something like that, forges build really fast. Matter of fact, I don't know that exact time. 45 seconds. 45 seconds oftentimes is faster than 65 seconds, the build time of a gateway. So, you know, he could be, you know, constructing cannons by now, feasibly, if he were cheesing me. We're going to follow up normally a gas, and he's going to follow up normally 1 gas, but then get a second, and this fits if you skip the Zealot. So seeing that he's got a second gas here, I know it's most likely going to be some sort of a tech build, and I know that he's probably not going to get that Zealot. Now, another interesting thing, he's using chrono boosts on his probes, so I'm not real worried about him storing them up for a 4-gate, but his core is quite a bit earlier than mine. I didn't quite catch his gateway timing, but if I had to guess, I would say it was probably like a 12-gate, and that allowed him to get the core down a little faster, which even with the, after using that chrono boost, maybe not so much. I was going to say even with the chrono boosts that he had already used, he could still 4-gate me pretty reliably. So there my core comes up a little bit later. I'm going to start the research just behind him. It looks like I'm about 10 seconds behind, 5 or 10 seconds. That could be pretty detrimental. It also could be nominal. If he's not going to do a gateway, nominal, is that the right, that's not the right word. Nominal, I mean like trivial. If he's not going to do a gateway pressure, it's probably not going to amount to anything. If he is going to do a gateway pressure, it might make some things a bit difficult for me. What is this? A Twilight Council. Why would he be getting a Twilight Council? That's quite interesting. A probe scouting around my base on the attack command. The attack command ensures that I don't have to watch him. Anything he finds, he'll latch onto, like he did that. And as my Stalker comes out, I'm able to clean it up. I am instantly getting a second Stalker. And a Stargate. What? Why would I get a Stargate? What do Stargates do? Stargates build air units. What good are air units? Protoss air units aren't good against anything except for a Zerg third base. And even then, only, again, trivially. So they're not great. I'm not very fond of Protoss air units. Overall, they're pretty crappy. You can't do a whole lot with them. However, there is a Protoss versus Protoss build. It's one that Day 9 is very fond of, that involves a Stargate. Oh my, and he... Oh no. Oh, Dark Shrine. Oh, and I'm getting a Stargate. What? Oh man. Well, as you may know, a Stargate does not produce any unit that can detect invisible units. And Dark Templar allows him to build permanently invisible units. So let's see. I'm following the Stargate up with a 2-gate. This most likely means that I instantly want to go into a robo, because you can't protect yourself with just 2 gates. It looks like this sentry was probably designed to hold off a 4-gate, as it would have been coming right about there. A really good 4-gate will hit at like 608. He'll be doing his first warp in, maybe like 605 or so. Oh, and he sees the Phoenix. I bet he is jumping for joy as of seeing that Phoenix, because he has a Dark Shrine almost ready to complete. He's warping in a proxy pylon. He's going to come up to my front and say hello. Me seeing 3 Stalkers, I know he's not going to 4-gate, because he would have already had a 4-gate production cycle. Ooh, and I do see the Dark Shrine, so what's my snap decision? It looks like I did already have the robotics facility down, as you need this to follow up. A lot of times against a Phoenix build, players will either get a lot of Stalkers, or they'll even go Blink Stalkers. Blink Stalkers especially are really hard to fight if you don't have Immortals. So the Robo was because I think I was going to have to get Immortals. However, it ends up being a boon for a different reason. Now I'm going to take my vision real quick, because we're going to see something real important coming in just a second. And I'm going to have to make use of this Robo. I'm looking at my production queue, and I just now started the Observer. Did I already miss it? I did already miss it. Look at that. I was even looking at it, and I didn't see them go by. I was sitting here watching for this. Now in the game, I did see the little blurb, and it looks like I'm going to get this oh so close just in time. Oh my god, and he is going to take the Robo out, but not before I get an Observer. So 1 Observer, and my Robo is taken down. Now, I have Phoenix that have quite a bit of energy. They've kind of been chilling. So far, I've just scouted with them. I would really like to see them move in for some damage. It looks like I'm really focusing on the base. I really want to be safe right now. 2 more gateways. Yeah, I'm feeling the pressure from him. And after seeing Dark Templar, after investing in an expensive tech that only really killed my Robo, oh, and here I come in for some probe kills. Oh, I'm getting a little overzealous going for a Stalker, but he gets a couple reinforcements. I decide to bail. So far, let's see, 3 workers. I've killed more workers than him, which is good because we've both kind of invested in a potentially useless tech. Phoenix can be useful. They can also be not very useful. But he has actually lost his tech investment. The Dark Templar, I've killed so far 2. So me getting some gateways, it looks like I think I can probably just go put pressure on him and kill him. Oh, and he has an idea to expand. If I'm going Phoenix, I can't just straight push and kill him, right? Well, maybe right, depending on exactly how much he's lost in this tech investment. You can see those Dark Templar and the couple Stalkers I killed add up to quite a bit. Now I'm starting to take a little bit. No, it looks like I'm still just going to chill and look for those probe kills whenever I can get them. Nope, there I go. There I go. I'm going to go around the outside because so far, yeah, I don't see that expansion. But that's the good thing about Phoenix is if you're active with Phoenix, he can't really do anything that you don't see. Well, I guess Dark Templar you don't see, but he can't construct any buildings that you don't see, I should say. And he's getting charge. Interesting follow-up. Especially since I have Phoenix on the map, you would really think he'd want to go Blink. Especially since it would allow him to get a few more Stalkers. Charge doesn't really make a ton of sense. I guess it kind of does. Phoenix probably won't have enough energy that I'll be able to lift up and kill all of his Zealots. And if he has a lot of Zealots, he might be able to just push and kill me. Now, it looks like I'm really Zealot heavy because of my various tech investments. And I too am getting charged. So a couple awkward Masters Protosses just over here charging it up. Don't pay any attention to us. No, charge probably isn't the most ideal upgrade for either one of us in this situation. I like charge a lot though because it's very low maintenance, and what I mean by that is controlling charge in combat basically requires a selection, an attack move, and a click, and the zealots go and they do the dirty for you. I've stayed pretty active with my Phoenix. Let's check some kill counts. All of these are probe kills. I haven't been able to... Ooh, there's a 3. So so what is that? Total of like 7? 8. I've got 8 probe kills now. And that's alright. That's actually keeping us even though... well, not totally even, but close to even. Even though he got a base out before me. So my base is finally finished. But he's mining more. He's got a few more probes, and you can barely see that difference in income. It looks like he did go straight over to both of these gas. That's an interesting choice. That might indicate that he wants to do some robotics support bay shenaniganery, and he's got Archons already. That's kind of nasty. It looks like we both have finished charge, but I have a giant charge lot count as compared to him, and I'm going to come in for some damage. My Phoenix are just going to lift everything I possibly can, which amounts to a lot of Stalkers, and now the charge lot count that I have is going to come whale away. So he got this base up before me, but he really didn't have time to use it. He didn't have time to get a lot of minerals off of it and turn that into production, or gas for that matter. Ooh, he took out my observer. Oh, he had an observer, and somehow I didn't kill his. I had Phoenix in the mix, and I didn't kill his observer. How is that possible? He even had fewer Stalkers than me, and a lot of them were lifted. So now his Dark Templar have free reign over my push, and he knows it. He's warping in even more. It looks like I have a thought of being active in the main with those Phoenixes, and I also have a thought of taking out his expansion, and it's going to happen. Oh, at the last second, literally the last Zealot got it, and he went down shortly after getting it too. But him having to use probes in that battle, and now even better, me lifting more of them, has got his worker count in a bad way. Now it seems I missed a little bit of harass at the same time. We have a Dark Templar escaping here with 5 kills. I did have another observer at home, and charge lots are actually really cost effective against Dark Templar. Even if a Dark Templar kills a charge lot, you can use 2 charge lots to kill 1 Dark Templar, and you come out way ahead in that. I'm sure, yeah, minerals lost, he nearly doubles me. Losing those Dark Templar, they're so expensive, 125, 125. That is a huge investment. He got some more gateways up, anticipating the production off this expansion, but now he doesn't have the expansion, so those gateways really aren't going to see their maximum potential utilized. And it looks like I'm starting to develop my economy a bit more. I wonder, it looks like I'm just going to stick with some basic units. Ah, there's the robotics support bay. Now, I'm pretty sure that I could just push and kill him. You see the food count. I'm doubling him in food count. The army count is tremendous. He's smartly saving up to get another expansion, but his probe count is just abysmal. He needs to be pulling off gas right now because he doesn't have anything near full saturation here. He's like 4 under full saturation. Oh, check that out. He at least sees his surplus in gas and thinks he can do something good with it. I kind of like that. Getting the Templar archives, that's it's going to allow him to get Archons a bit more cheaply. Ooh, and I take out the probe that he had staged to rebuild his natural. So he's in a really tough way. It looks like I'm playing safe. Again, by my vision, you know I've killed a lot of probes. I know I took the base out, but you never know how these swings can go. I lost my entire army, and he lost his whole army too, but I know that he came out at the end of it with at least some Dark Templar, so it's possible that he's on a decent 1 base saturation now and kind of following it up well. I don't know. I should know. I should know that I can just push with this, and then I can do some nasty stuff. It looks like I'm going to send a few zealots out. Nope, I've changed my mind. Maybe? I thought I was going to send a few zealots down this way. At least that's what it looked like the one was doing. Ah, there we go. So the reason my whole army moves is because I have the whole thing selected. I give the whole thing an attack command down here. Then I use shift and I take 3 zealots out, and then I renumber this whole thing so that these zealots are no longer in my control group, and they are the only ones that remain with that command. And he anticipates this move with the Dark Templar, but it's probably not going to be enough. I'm already halfway through the pylon's hit points. We're going further, going down. It's a race to the death, and sure enough, last zealot will take it. Wow, that Dark Templar damage. 1 shot, all shields gone. And I'm setting up a couple proxies. It looks like I'm going to be really safe, though. I'm going to go into Colossi first. I'm going to get at least 2, maybe even 3 out. I wouldn't like to see 3 given the state of this game. I really hope I go at 2. I'm going to get a few Colossi out, and then we're going to make that our push. He is reestablishing the Nexus, and he's got a respectable probe count. Not as compared to mine, but as compared to what happened to him. He got absolutely wiped out on that probe count, and he's getting back up there. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so I'm not necessarily staying active with the Phoenix anymore. I could be, but honestly, none of them have full energy, so sitting here and waiting a little while doesn't hurt, because eventually I'll be able to sweep in here, and I'll be able to wipe out a bunch of probes all in one big fell swoop. So here comes my move out. I'm staging the attack. I'm going to chill out at 1 proxy pylon. It looks like I've got 1 Colossi with me, and another one's coming. They don't have Thermal Lance yet, but oh, I spoke too soon. They now have Thermal Lance. 6 gates, going to be the follow-up. I did get a forge, and I'm getting cannons, just to make it easier for me to deal with his Dark Templar harass. And with that, I could probably even send these zealots on around. And oh, and here we come. Oh, nice. I actually like how my timing about perfectly lined up with this Colossi. And yeah, the food count shows he is not going to be able to hold out. The lasers are too much. His little teeny 3-range lasers are not going to do it. Is it 3 range? Yeah, it's 3 range. Wow, I'm kind of surprised I knew that, actually. I don't use Archons a whole heck of a lot. Well, there you have it, though. A Master versus Master game where things still aren't exactly like the pros, but I'm getting closer and closer to emulating them. Nigh on perfectly. Take a peek at some of the graphs. Yeah, right from the beginning. Now, some of this is in Phoenix count. You got to be careful, using this as a determinant, because Phoenixes oftentimes don't really come into use directly in the battle. So what we were fighting with here was a pretty even force, but he had the advantage of Dark Templar, and over that I had the advantage of detection. So it allowed me to win out with a roughly equal force. And then here you can see that he got that natural up a little bit faster. There are some little slides here. This is when my Phoenix came in and took down some probes, but where he built back up, and then this is where the push occurred and he lost his Nexus. So there you have it, a fairly regular Wings of Liberty PvP. Not regular for me, because that build, I've failed with that build so much it's not funny. But there it kind of worked. It worked alright. And I'm now in Masters. God, I can't believe it. I'm still just so highest career finish is Diamond. Times achieved 7. Oh, career finish. Okay, so I guess this won't change to Master until this season finishes. And I think now I'm going to get back on getting my bum pounded by these Master players. Oh man, I've already had a Master player beat me in what I consider my best matchup, Protoss versus Zerg. I feel like Zerg's the race that I know the second best, and so using my best race against the race I know the second best, I feel like I can really do some nasty stuff in that matchup, but I have seen losses there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Look forward to more content. See you next time.